This is Gurdarshan St. Lion Mangat, and you're watching BCMMA.com. Stay tuned.
Hey, I'm Ember Blaze here at BattleField 5 with Gurdarshan St. Lion Mangat. And so who is your opponent this evening?
I'm fighting Cam to learn from Mangat.
Awesome. And what did you know about him before tonight?
I know that most of his wins come by submission. He's more from a jiu-jitsu school, jiu-jitsu wrestling kind of background, so that's what I kind of expect because his brother and him are the same background. His brother plays tonight also. So I'm kind of expecting more of a grappling kind of type guy to come out. Even if he comes out standing, doesn't matter to me. I'm pretty well-rounded wherever we're going with this fight tonight.
So how did you prepare knowing that?
I didn't really prepare for him. I prepared for any kind of fighter that was going to show up tonight. So like, I'm thinking even past this, so I'm hoping to go pro after this. So, I'm not going to just train to a level of his. I want to exceed the level that he is. So I trained well-rounded everywhere. I trained wrestling out in Vancouver with Frank Mensa. I trained kickboxing at my stand-up with Coulter Gill out in Abbotsford. I'm still at Revolution training my jiu-jitsu, my strength and conditioning. So I just kept well-balanced between that, and I just kept doing what I've always been doing.
Always looking to the future.
Always looking to the future, yeah.
How did you start out then? You mentioned kickboxing and everything else, jiu-jitsu.
How did I start in the sport?
Yeah. Like, was there one sport you transitioned into, or was it just straight to MMA?
I came directly into the sport of MMA 3 years ago. I walked into a Revolution gym. I couldn't throw a single punch about 3 years ago, didn't know what to do, and just kind of built myself up from the ground up from one day at a time. I was first inspired by watching Rich Franklin. Was kind of like the fight, Rich Franklin versus Anderson Silva. I realized that he was a high school teacher that came into the sport, and that's where I realized that anyone could become a mixed martial artist, and a Revolution fighter happened to be on the undercard of that. So I realized right then that we actually have a gym right here in Vancouver, and then right away Googled it, went home, couldn't find it for 3 hours. Once I did, I never just kept going back every single day, and here we are 3 years later.
It's a real possibility. So is that who you would ultimately like to fight if you could pick anyone? Rich Franklin?
No, Rich Franklin's way above my weight class.
But if you could choose
one
anyone,
guy,
yeah.
I would like to fight one day Uriah Faber or Kid Yamamoto.
Some people.
I don't want to fight Viviano Fernandez because he's my big brother. But like any of the top guys in the world, one day. I'm dropping down to 135 after this, so that's why I'm saying all the 135 guys. I'm not naming any 145 guys right now. So I'm not messing with Jose Aldo. I wanna put on a professional performance tonight, where you know that I'm no longer an amateur fighter the way I'm gonna fight tonight, and everyone's gonna agree it's time for me to go pro. I think I should have gone pro last fight, but I just in this sport you gotta realize how mental it is than it is physical, and I always thought that I was lacking just a little bit of the mental side of it, but I always had the physical side of it. So now I think I'm fully there. Like, today I'm sitting here relaxed, I'm playing it out in my head. Other days I wouldn't sleep for weeks, right? Like, I still had those jitters, but I feel like I'm turning into a pro just the way my mind's working right now, just the way I'm thinking about this fight right now.
Is there anything you did to get to that place mentally? Like,
it's just the people that I'm surrounded by. Like Viviano, he's a dream featherweight champion. He's very spiritual. I'm very spiritual. So like, if you're around one of the top fighters in the world, you want to adapt that same kind of mindset. So being around him all the time, kind of realized that we were kind of on the same path. The only thing I lacked was I had to find that confidence in myself when I got in the cage. I always had confidence through training up until I got to the cage. In the cage, like, you always get those jitter, you get that kind of fear. That's that part where I had to gain, and now I'm finally there. And now when you're going to see me in the cage, the true St. Lion's going to come out, and you're going to see, it's going to be a fully confident guy that's ready for the fight anywhere it goes. It's not like I'm here to make sure it doesn't go to the ground like I did my last fight. I kept wanting to stand up with it with Chris D, because I kind of gave him too much, I gave him too much credit on his jiu-jitsu skill. But after realizing that, I think my jiu-jitsu would have been better had I stayed on the ground with him. So I gotta, be confident in myself. And Viviano, that's the first thing he said after the last fight. He's like, your jiu-jitsu could have been a lot better than his, but you didn't believe in it. Now let's do it.
What's your name?
Rajan.
Roger?
Rajan.
Rajan. Yeah. Rajan. All right, so we've got your little brother, Rajan, here. How do you feel about your big brother fighting tonight?
I don't know. I'm excited but nervous too. I think he'll do fine though.
You worried? You shouldn't be worried.
No, I'm not worried.
You know he's gonna win, though, right?
Yeah.
Of course. Yeah.
He's never seen an MMA change room until except for UFC Undisputed. It's the first time he actually saw stuff, and he's like, "Wow, it's like the game." It's kind of like that.
Did you ever watch any of your brother's fights?
I watched the very first one that he fought in BattleField.
Do other kids mess with you at high school?
Yeah, some did. But they all support him because small town, you know.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you might want to get into it at some point?
No, probably not.
No.
If there was anybody that you would choose out of us two of who would have been the fighter before I ever started MMA, you would first pick him.
Yeah.
I was a geeky kid that would study all the time. He's the kid that like rowdy kid.
Oh yeah, you're a troublemaker?
Yeah, he was a troublemaker. Used to be.
Now your brother can give you a line.
Tell me, Gurdarshan?
I have to say his real name? Gurdarshan? Gurdarshan?
That's the new branding. No choice.
Okay. Gurdarshan.
Saint Lion Mangat. Gurdarshan, Saint Lion Mangat.
Wait, I can't hear anything with all the back.
Yeah, I'm gonna go tell him the doctor.
Okay, so